Hi, my name is Stu Seltzer, and now we're going to talk about the financial terms of a trademark licensing deal. This answers the key question: how much is this going to cost me? You've decided you want to get a license, you've decided which license you want to get, but now you have to figure out, how much is this going to cost? Can I really afford it? Well, there's three key numbers. There's many deal terms and so forth, but we believe it boils down to three key numbers. One is the royalty rate, two is the guaranteed minimum royalty payment, and three is the payment schedule, also known as the advance payment. Looking at the royalty rate, the first key number, that royalty rate is based on a number of factors. It's based on how popular the brand is, and also based on what is the margins in the product category. Also, let me just define what that royalty is. That royalty is the amount that the brand owner, which is the licensor, will be receiving from the licensee, from the manufacturer. For example, let's imagine you're a t-shirt company and you want to make a Snoopy t-shirt, and the royalty rate is 10%, and your wholesale price of that t-shirt is $8. So you will be paying roughly 80 cents on every t-shirt to the brand owners of Snoopy. So, looking at royalty rates, what are the average royalty rates out there? I would say an average could be 8%, 10%. All depends, again, on how popular that brand is. We've seen rates in the 5% range go all the way as high as 15%. We've seen brands such as the Yankees and Major League Baseball and most sports charge between 11 to 12% for t-shirts. We've seen brands like Spider-Man and Batman and many very hot entertainment brands go for 12 to 14%. Even hotter sport brands like the Olympics, we've seen get 15% for apparel. And then you have the not so popular and maybe the classic brands that get less. Snoopy, Garfield might get 8 to 10%. Heathcliff the cat might get 6%. Major League Lacrosse might get 8%. Just some examples. The second key factor to determine what your rate might be is really what can you afford. We have seen rates in the 5% and so forth for food companies. We have seen rates in the 10% range for apparel companies. We have seen rates as high and over 15% for trading card companies. Why? Because those paper trading card companies have a higher margin. So there you have your first key number, your royalty rate. Now let's talk about the second key number, which is the guaranteed minimum royalty payment. Now this is the amount that you as a licensee must pay the brand owner no matter if you sell one product or a million products. This is kind of the floor. And let's talk about how best to calculate what this floor should be. And our advice to you is to figure out what your projected sales are. Let's use the example that you're an apparel company and you want to create a Batman t-shirt. And you decide and you do some analysis and you think that you can sell $1 million wholesale of Batman t-shirts in year one. Well, we'll say the royalty rate for Batman is 12%. So based on that, it comes out to be that you would be projecting to pay $120,000 in royalties to the brand owners of Batman, which is Warner Brothers. So our advice to you is to take your own projections and to guarantee half of it. So in our example, your guaranteed minimum royalty payment would be $60,000. So we believe that's a good rule of thumb. So let's talk about the third point, which is the payment schedule. Again, this is also known as the advance payment. Why? Because the first payment is usually your advance. What the industry standards typically are is that you will take your guaranteed minimum royalty payment and break it up into quarters and pay it out over the next 4 quarters, with the first payment happening upon signing the contract. So that first, in our example of $60,000, that first payment of $15,000 happens upon signing the contract. That is also known as your advance payment of $15,000. And then you would pay the next 3 quarters, you would pay $15,000 for each subsequent quarter. So now you have your royalty rate, your guaranteed minimum royalty payment, and your payment schedule. And you can fill in all the other terms. Now, of course, if it's a multi-year agreement and you're proposing a 2-year agreement or maybe even a 3-year agreement, then your guarantee, instead of being $60,000, might be 3 times that amount. So that is a quick overview to answer your question, how much this is going to cost me. And we wish you luck. And my name is Stu Seltzer, and thanks for watching.
Cut.